we're going to be mounting, I'm going to show you how to mount a flat panel TV on the wall. Now, in my house, I have plaster walls, which some people say is more difficult, some people say it's easier. So, I mean, you know, people have their opinions. But the one good thing about plaster walls is that they have cinder block between them for the studs. They use cinder block instead of 2x4s. So cinder block is stronger than wood, but also it's harder to drill into, which is why you can start off trying to use a regular drill, which is Makita, of course. But if that's not cutting it, then go to your impact driver. And like I said on my other videos, the advantage of an impact driver over a regular drill is that it has no reactionary torque. So if it hits a spot where it's not going to spin anymore, it hammers whatever it's trying to drill into, instead of stopping abruptly and breaking your wrist perhaps. Then the other stuff you're going to need, it comes with these huge, looks like 4-inch long bolts, and these huge anchors that go on the wall. And then you're obviously going to need a large drill bit. I like to use cobalt. I like cobalt. And you're going to need a tape measure, a pencil, a 13mm socket for the bolt. Also, you need one of these really good stud finders, electronic stud finders. Don't use the cheap ones. Now it helps to use the good stud finders because it'll say how far, it'll say the depth of the stud, it'll say the depth of the wall, whether it's a 1/2 inch thick or an inch or an 1.5 inches or whatever. And it also tells you how far you are on the edge, each edge of the stud. Now you can get away with using these cheaper ones, but they don't cut it. That's why I bought a much better one. This is the stand right here that I'm using. It's by Monoprice, that's the brand. It's one of the full motion mounts, heavy as hell. You see, it expands about probably a good 20 inches from the wall. Now, it has its own built-in leveler, but still, you should have your own leveler as well. Like I tell people all the time, if you don't have the correct tools, don't attempt to do the job because you're just going to end up causing more damage than you need to. If you don't have the tools, call somebody that has the tools. Simple as that. You can call Rare Auto and Home Improvement because I hang these all the time for people and I don't charge that much. Make the call, 708-821-3526. When mounting a full motion TV mount like this type, because of the fact that it extends about 20 inches, 20 to 22 inches from the wall, you have to take into account what's called withdrawal load. And no, I'm not referring to the pull-out method. The withdrawal load, in terms of math and physics, is the weight that's placed upon something as it extends out further. So obviously, if you're hanging a TV that's, let's say, 30 pounds on a wall and you're using a regular standard tilt mount, then you don't have to use these huge bolts and anchors like this. But then if it extends out even 12 inches, then you need to have heavier rated bolts as well as anchors in there, and probably needs to have more anchors as well, because of the fact that for the brace to support a 30-pound TV. So basically, if it's a 30-pound TV and you have a mount that extends 12 inches out, then those the bolts and anchors need to be able to hold at least 60 pounds, at least that, because you need to account for, actually it's going to be more than that, because if the mount, let's say this mount is heavy, this mount weighs about a good 30 pounds probably, and the TV probably weighs a good, I don't know, 30 pounds as well. It's a 42-inch Vizio smart TV. So if the mount is 30 pounds and if the TV is 30 pounds, that's 60 pounds right there. And then with the mount extending out 20 inches, then you have to figure at least twice as much weight. So you're gonna double that. It needs to be able to hold at least 100 pounds, at least that. I recommend about 140 for this. Just be on the safe side, because the last thing you want is for your brand new TV to come crashing down on the floor in the middle of the night. I met a guy and his wife at Best Buy a couple years back, and they were buying a flat panel TV and they wanted to put it on the wall, and the husband said he was going to try his hand at it. So I offered my services, gave him my card, and he said he would call me if he ran into trouble. Well, he called me the next day to say that during the night the TV came crashing down onto the floor, and of course they thought somebody had kicked the door in their house. So I mean, that's just crazy right there. You put something up and then now you're out hundreds of dollars, maybe $1,000, just plain stupid when you could have just made the call. So let's get started on this. Whew. This is tough stuff right here. I may have to end up going with a masonry drill bit. Yep, and grips on here really good. All right, I'm gonna drill one more hole to start with. Let's see how this is gonna fit. Now, to do this job, it actually would be easier with a partner, but it can still be done with one person, just a little more difficult. Now you can see this thing is mounted. There you go. That's not going anywhere. Anchors are rated at probably about 102 pounds each one of them, and I've got 8 of them, so you do the math. Now remember, I was telling you about what's called the withdrawal load, which means when this arm is extended at its maximum distance, which it is right now, which is about 20 inches or so. Let's see, I'll get my tape measure and tell you exactly. This extends out from the wall 18 3/4 inches, so I was close. I said 20, 18 3/4 inches. Now it's good. Now it's ready to have the TV mounted, and it's not going anywhere. And the TV's actually lighter than this full motion mount. And there's nothing on this carpet. Carpet's brand new in here. Nothing on here that's gonna scratch the TV, so I have no issues about laying this flat on its face for a minute. And because of the fact that the way that mount is, I want to have the TV at an angle, a little bit of a downward angle, so these are gonna have to be adjusted and tightened accordingly. Right here should be good, I think, because this part right here, this is where it'll hang on the top part of the rail. Yep. There we go. It shouldn't go anywhere. And that's how you do it. That is how you hang a TV on a wall. And this is a plaster wall, people. With the surge protector, this is an excellent surge protector right here by Belkin. That's why I bought like 3 or 4 of them for my house, because it has like 10 outlets on it, and the way that the orientation is, you can plug large things into it and it won't take up 2 and 3 spaces like a lot of the other kind that go in one direction. And so this has little mounting holes on the back of it, so I'm gonna put drill some holes in the wall, 2 holes, and put the anchors in along with the screws, and I'm gonna mount this directly behind the TV. I'm gonna probably put it right above the mount. All right, y'all, we're done here. Now you can see I have an HDMI hooked up to my desktop from the big screen over here. That way I can see whatever's on my computer on here if I turn to the HDMI 2 channel. And you see right now the TV is extended all the way from the wall. Cables are nice, tied up and everything with zip ties. And you see I mounted the surge protector on the wall here. That way everything's out of the way. Nice clean install. And then my HD box is right here mounted on the wall. And then I have this little cable hider thing, whatever this is called. So I got the cables running through here. And I was gonna put another one on the bottom, but it's too close to the outlet, so I didn't even worry about that. And then, as you can see, the HDMI cable as well as the coaxial cable are run nice and neat, nice and snug, right up against the wall, as you can see. So if you want your flat panel installed professionally, correctly, give us a call, Greer Auto Accessories, 708-821-3526. Follow us, like us, subscribe to us, call us, and refer us. Merry Christmas.